You're in Emsolation.
Welcome to the final edition of Emsolation for 2024. This year has gone for several, so I'm looking forward to the rest. My name is Em Rossiano. I'm a writer, a singer, a stand-up comedian, a maximalist power queen, a neurodivergent magic brain, and a podcaster. And together with my best friend since I was 11, award-winning screenwriter, Mr. Michael Lucas, I bring you this podcast every week. I am not really here. I'm a skin hologram.
With good hair, I've got to say.
The world's first skin hologram with real hair, excellent hair. The same people they got to do the Moana hair, they got to do my hair for this visualization. That's some of the best hair in animation in the history of animation.
Wow.
And I remember reading an article that it was something like 27 full-time jobs went to
just
the
getting every
creation of that
strand.
hair. It's beautiful hair.
Yeah.
If there was an award for that, they're not going to win Best Animated Feature at the Golden Globes. But if there was a hair award, it would go to the Moana hair team. They created my hair for today's feature, Emsolation. I'm so tired. Thank you to everybody who came to my show on Saturday night at Margaret Court Arena. The Outgrown tour has been going for as long as the Eras tour, it feels like. And both said goodbye this week.
They did, tearfully.
Tearfully. Not so many people gathered in pubs to watch live streams, but of my show.
Yeah.
It was Taylor's ending. That woman, I read today she gave away $197 million to crew.
Bonuses.
Whoa.
And someone commented underneath it, that's more than some artists make on the whole tour. I'm like, some artists? Who's making $197 million on their tour? That was just like, it's more than that. So good for her.
Wasn't it a 2.2 billion grossing tour?
Yes, and my crew got taken out for coffee today. Same.
Well, generous queen.
Generous queen. There's a lot going on. Today on the show, we are going to be discussing the crime that is gripping gay culture. And it is not.
Other cultures too.
Mainly, today I asked the question, are homosexual men okay? And I have one here to speak on your behalf. We'll also be briefly touching on what's happening around Jay-Z and Beyonce, and also the Globes. The nominations have been announced. It's a few questionable. I'm going to say category fraud. I'm going to say this. The theme of the Golden Globes 2025 is category fraud.
Yeah.
And then Michael has prepared a presentation.
I have.
What is it?
The top 10 diva moments of 2024. 2024, our year of the diva. We knew going in it was going to be, and in many ways it exceeded our expectations. New divas were born. Mm-hmm. And so I've found, for me, the most impactful diva moments, and ironically, only one of the 10 actually includes singing.
I have no idea what this is. He presented the idea to me last week and I said yes.
She was very tired. She's like, can I just show up and react? I'm like, yeah, that works well. I was so happy
Just
that
like
meant
you do.
that if we decided we were going to sort out between us the rankings, 3 days would have been lost. Whereas in this instance, I just...
Interesting. That makes me want to blind rank the moments before you go in them. That does make me want to blind rank them. We can't. It'll slow us down. But
slow us down. But also I feel like we have, like if you were doing a diva list, there would be so much more singing.
it's true.
Yeah.
be
Whereas
mainly-
my one, it's not about that. A diva it's about the attitude of a diva. It's about bringing out that. Absolutely.
Now, as long as I know the guidelines, I'm fine. I
Yeah.
mean, so that will be coming up also. You'll be getting a little bit of that, but it'll mostly go into sealed section. We're trying to encourage you to take up a 7-day free trial. We've set it up so you can trial any tier of Emsolation Extra. So you'll be hearing some of Michael's list, but if you want to hear all of it in all its glory, you do need to be a subscriber, which is now free for 7 days. So really, why wouldn't you take it up?
Can't afford not to.
Absolutely. Before we get to the top 10 diva moments of 2024, there is a news story currently gripping my algorithm, which usually is reserved for gay culture. I am in queer media.
I am in queer media.
I am too.
And I'm holding space for that.
Totally. Luigi Mangione has been...
Oh,
what?
Italian.
Mangione,
Yeah.
Luigi Mangione, has been charged with the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. And we heard of the crime. There was a massive manhunt. He was pictured flirting with a clerk at a hostel with his mask off, which gave the police the first clear vision of his face. And when the internet collectively saw Luigi's face, they baby girled him. They gave him the Ryan Murphy treatment. There were people writing things like, I can fix him.
It's not funny.
Exactly. And herein is the issue. This kind of news story, he's very handsome. He's jacked. He also, took on the CEO of a healthcare company that is hated. They're hated. Specifically, this one has the most complaints against it, has the least amount of payout percentage, recently took anesthesia off of their things that they will cover. And a lot of Americans have grievances with these companies. So he's kind of taken out somebody. The victim was someone that largely doesn't have a lot of sympathy. There's not a lot of sympathy for very wealthy CEOs of health companies.
No.
So people are separating what he's done and very much focusing on his appearance. But initially, sure, you can get swept up in the camp culture of this moment and the way people are making him a gay icon, and they're putting like Lindsay's mugshot up, Paris's mugshot up. Remember the hot guy who, the blue eyes, who ended up acting in something?
The most attractive man ever, and it was from a mugshot.
His mugshot, and now Luigi's been captured. He's been charged with the murder. He will face trial, and this is going to be, the trial is going to be unhinged.
Ryan Murphy is wetting himself.
He's just figuring out a way to get Speedos
Cooper Koch
involved.
is already probably booked in, although he's not Italian. Does that matter?
No, yeah, they'll have to be. Lady Gaga's already rung. I'll play the mother. Right, we know this. And so I'm taking in all the memes and I start to feel that yucky knocking in my ethics place and the creeping in of why is it okay to celebrate the death of somebody? Because inherent
murder. I think you can say murder. Killing.
Because
killing.
inherent
Yes.
to our humanity is the belief that no life is of less value than another person's. And I started really digging in on it. And I think if we start saying it's okay to kill certain people, it sets a really dangerous precedence of vengeance, of retribution. And then, it's okay, maybe everybody's for it because they think this particular victim was a villain. But then, what if it happens to somebody that you really love? It also dehumanizes this man's life. He has kids that's putting them through more trauma. They haven't done anything wrong. Their father's been brutally murdered. And I think seeing all of this kind of romanticizing about this young man would be extremely traumatizing for these young boys when their dad is gone. And I think I just, regardless of the victim's character, there's something inherently inhuman about rejoicing in another person's death. And I think it also will encourage this kind of behavior because the notoriety this man is getting, and it could encourage other people to act. And who's to say next time that it's going to be a CEO of a healthcare fund that people hate taken out? It could be an innocent person who, has a different religion to the shooter. Like, these things happen all the time. And I think not condemning this action and glorifying him it's not sitting with me.
I mean, I feel like murder is bad, shouldn't be a
Well, I say
radical
that in my
hot
show.
take.
I do say that in my show.
You do say that with the
mushroom lady.
mushroom killer, absolutely.
If you take anything away from my show, that Emrasiano is against murder.
And despite the craftsmanship that both of them showed in various ways,
It's not okay.
it's not okay.
But I'm really like, I was challenged because accounts that I love on Instagram, like accounts that make me laugh, chortle, I think are really intelligent sometimes. They're using the memes are flat out comedy. And I'm sitting there questioning myself, thinking, am I being too serious? And then I checked in with my little heart and soul. I'm like, no, someone's dead.
I mean, it obviously says something about how brutal the situation's got to be over there if people feel that level that they're pretty down with celebrating murder, then that says something about a
Don't you think
society.
it just desensitizes people even more to violence and death? And like this slow desensitizing of society to loss of human life. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah, but I mean, I think it also there's this, which is the absolute like this guy is hot, this hot killer. There's that aspect, but even
also
before
he
that,
took out somebody who's considered a villain.
Yeah.
There's two aspects here. He's hot, but it's a bit of a hero's story because if you look into it, it seems his grandparents suffered greatly. He had an operation that seems to have been the catalyst of his radicalization. And
his grandparents suffered greatly. Okay.
Both were in the healthcare system. Both seem to have been failed.
And
this
guy,
wrote about their
he was
death.
the valedictorian of his school.
Yeah, everybody who knew him said up until his back, they're all speaking to TMZ, and up until the back operation, he was, loving and intelligent and was the class valedictorian. His speech has now surfaced, and he's just he's a lovely Italian kid. And his friends are suggesting that allegedly this back operation radicalized him and something changed. And he was in desperate pain, but also had gone through it with both grandparents. So, but all that aside, it's...
Isn't it also, like sometimes I worry, I feel sometimes similar pangs when we get true crime obsessions and when we start to turn it into like it's like a ravenous fictional, we're treating it like some sort of Agatha Christie thing when it's like there's actual victims, real people in the like even the whole Menendez obsession is like
wild,
strangely with me.
And that got nominated for a Golden Globe. That Monsters, the Eric and the where they insinuate like basically the brothers were in a loving relationship, and that they're still alive. They're in jail. Those two are they're still kind of fighting the legal system.
Well, it looks like they might get out, partially based on the new attention that's
And also the Jeffrey Dahmer series, that was like, I'm like, what are you doing? The John Benet Ramsey, Madeleine McCann is still in the press every second day. And she disappeared 20 years ago, more. We do develop these strange obsessions, and I think we do forget that there are actual victims, actual people out there who are traumatized and trying to pick their lives up. But
and this one had this aspect of it was in the middle of the street in New York and he got away. Like he got away, and all of these strange details about what was on the bullets, and it felt like it just felt like a narrative that you've seen in a movie. And then down to the fact that the leading character was very good looking, all feels like it's a form of entertainment. And maybe all those postings are confusing it as an entertainment event when it's
desensitizing us, making us forget someone died and just focusing on what he is and what he looks like.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Propelled by the fact that it's like, well, I'm against those insurance companies anyway, so I can harden my heart that much faster.
Yeah. I urge you, and I know, and I do feel like, are you taking it too seriously? Nope, someone died. Someone genuinely died. And like I said, if you lose that part of your humanity where you start ranking people's lives less than because they work in a job or because they have a different religion or because, like, where does it stop? Who decides the ranking of human life?
I mean, if it was done, imagine if after the Bondi Junction killings, people started having lost things about that guy. Like, you'd be appalled.
Exactly.
You'd absolutely lose your mind over it.
So that's where we sit with the Luigi Mangione story. I see it. I mean, I feel like you and I usually align with these things.
Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable saying.
Yeah. Don't murder. But look, it's obviously going to develop, and I mean, the trial is going to be. I just feel like the people who are going to I can't. I actually.
If he pleads not guilty, and then imagine the, oh my God.
I can't imagine. I can imagine already. I don't want to.
Someone's going to get nominated for a Golden Globe for playing him.
I know. The Golden Globes, as you say, the nominations have come out. Good segue, babes. And Emilia Perez is leading the way with 10 nominations. The extremely controversial Emilia Perez, GLAAD have come out and said that the portrayal of the trans character is, I want to say, retrograde or...
It's a complicated...
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think? Would I hate it or not?
I think it's pretty amazing, and you've kind of got to see it.
Okay.
It's like no other film you've ever seen before.
What is it? Can you briefly describe?
So, oh God. But even the describement, but I love a film that's almost like, can you believe that this is the film? It's a musical.
Wild. I didn't know that, by the way. I knew the plot, but I didn't know it was a musical.
Yeah. We're in Mexico. Zoe Saldana plays a lawyer who is struggling because she's a woman of color. She's struggling to get anywhere. She gets this mysterious phone call, and it's someone saying, "Do you want to make millions and millions of dollars? Go and stand on this corner and meet us there." She gets sort of kidnapped and taken to this like crime boss, this terrifying crime boss. This is all within the first 10 minutes. And then the crime boss like unhoods her, takes her in and says, "You've been brought here because I am a woman, I am transgender, and I want to transition, and I need to fake my death and find the surgery and take care of all my family who will never know all of this, and I will pay you millions of dollars if you sort it all out. If you find the surgeon, if you find out how to fake my death, if you do it all." That's the premise.
And it's a musical.
Wild. And
Selena Gomez is in it.
Selena Gomez plays the wife of the crime boss, transgender crime boss, who has no notion of any of this happening. As I mentioned, Zoe Saldana, I didn't realize native Spanish speaker. And I can't remember her name.
Is the whole film in Spanish?
Mostly, yeah. It's a foreign language film.
So it is a foreign language film.
Like at this point, you'd have to say it's probably the favourite for best foreign language film at the Oscars. And obviously it's a real trans performer playing the lead, and amazing performance. All are amazing performances, and also like truly like nothing else you've ever seen.
So what do you say to the criticism of the way that...
I understand it. I mean, the criticism of it is, it's hard to speak about the criticism without telling you more about the story.
Do you agree with the criticism? I mean, I feel like if trans people are saying they have a problem with it, we have to listen, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're getting both. You're getting like, this is an absolute breakthrough, and this could be a trans performance that will...
Yeah, because it is a trans actor.
Yeah, and also you're getting the notion of the way that the character changes during their transition feeds into retrograde. Like, I mean, I guess I understand. I guess it's a situation
hard for that actress.
Yeah,
because she's a trans woman. She lives as a trans woman, the actress in real life. Having to was she? Do you ever see her as a
Matt?
You do?
Oh, she plays the crime lord at the start. It's absolutely.
So she had to. That would have caused a bit of gender euphoria, dysphoria, not euphoria, gender dysphoria. I imagine. That would be like, that's really brave to go back to.
Oh, and it's an incredible performance. Jeez. They're all incredible performances, deeply felt. I mean, for me, it hasn't registered as one of those times where the film is like cancelled. You can never watch that because it's too terrible. It's more. It's so bold. And some people find aspects of it problematic, and there's a conversation around that. But, I mean, I think two things can be true at once. It's like, I found it pretty riveting.
Okay.
Because I was just like...
Will I like it?
I think so, because it's like, truly, as you know, Madonna called it a masterpiece. She loved it, her favourite film.
She's just upset they didn't ask her. She speaks lovely Spanish. La Isa Bonita. That's what you need.
Yeah.
La Isa Bonita.
Yeah. Samba, when the samba played.
Okay, so that's leading with 10 noms.
Yeah.
The Bear, that hysterical show, so funny. Joke after joke after joke. Like, I sometimes have to take a breath from how funny it is. Nominated for Best Comedy again 5 times. What? How?
I don't know why they do it that way. I mean, they're committed to it now. I guess they feel like it would be weird at this point if they changed the drama. But when it came out, Succession was so dominant.
Category fraud?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Mate.
I know, it's crazy.
But
particularly, like, it's especially weird when there's very little comedy in it, but Jeremy Allen White's performance is so non-comedic, it's just ridiculous. And so for him to constantly win Best Comedy Performance is just...
It's funny in itself. Maybe it's amazing satire. Who can say? The musical comedy category is... like, so mystifying. How Challenges and Wicked can be considered in the same sentence is wild to me.
I know.
It's wild.
I know. I mean, part of me likes that they separate so that you can just get more recognition for more things.
Yeah.
And also because comedy runs at such a handicap in the Oscars. It's so rare that they recognise comedy. Although my feeling is, at this point, I think Wicked's got it, Best Film. I really do.
Yeah, John Chu not nominated for Best Director.
Controversial.
Interesting. Very.
Yeah.
And a complete unknown, not reviewed, no one's seen it, but up for lots of awards.
Well, the press have seen it, and so
They said it was unreviewed.
Yeah,
it had unreviewed in brackets. Doesn't that mean the press haven't seen it?
No, it means that they've still got an embargo on it. But they would have invited, don't worry, they would have been inviting the Hollywood Foreign Press
That is the Bob Dylan biopic starring Timothée Chalamet.
Where he does his own singing.
I did not know that. That's amazing. Look, we'll be across it. Obviously, we'll be back around the time the Globes is airing. Is that Jan 25? around there?
I think so.
Yeah.
Substance as well as the other breakthrough, because they smartly put that in comedy, and it is. I would say that's right. It's comedy. Oh, it's funny.
Okay.
We found it hysterical.
But is it deliberately funny or is it unintentionally funny?
Oh no! I for me that's like top 5 films.
I will never see that film.
Really? Why?
Can't do body horror.
Sensory.
Can't do it. I feel it.
So good. Have you seen it? Sorry, I'm just completely.
No.
We're on a podcast.
You were on
I
a
shouldn't
podcast.
open it. I saw it very early on and found it hysterical. I don't find it scary at all.
Okay.
And but
Quite a few noms.
Amazing story. Like for me, it's in the spirit of Death Becomes Her, but goes harder and further. And Demi goes there in every way that you can go there.
And our most questionable nomination is Nobody Wants This.
Look.
Nobody wanted it in the Golden Globes category.
No, they certainly wanted it in terms of, it was a huge hit.
It doesn't mean it's good.
No, it really does.
Like, Married at First Sight's a huge hit, but we're not nominating that. McDonald's is the most popular food in the world, but it doesn't have a Michelin star. It doesn't mean...
No.
It doesn't mean that it should be there just because it was popular.
The Golden Globes are renowned for being very susceptible.
Star
fuckers.
Yeah.
Little Pamela Anderson's also got her first awards nomination of all time.
Can we just all collectively agree to stop talking about the fact she's not wearing makeup? We've done it. It's been probably 2 years now. Can we stop asking her about it? Can we stop headlining it? Can we stop making it the focus of every article? Like, I'm tired of it being anything. That's the only thing that they can't believe she has the audacity to turn up barefaced. And they call her unkempt. Lots of the men don't do anything.
True. I was about to say I've never shown up to a award show with makeup. Actually, not true. Not true at all.
All right. We were going to talk about Jay-Z and the allegations, but I can't do any more. I just want to say I've spoken about it quite a few times. Unicorn of Death coming through with the goods. The tour and the Super Bowl, the halftime performance on Christmas Day and the tour, you're in danger, girl.
Well, and also we now know that these allegations fell literally the day before
Mufasa.
the big Mufasa, which is Blue Ivy's unveiling as a performer.
And Jay was there on the red carpet.
With Tina beside him.
Oh, Tina.
Beyonce on one side, Tina with a boomer. Unfortunately, like it. We have
Tina.
Our hot theory. Can we just touch on that?
Okay, Tina says that she's been hacked. She said, let me just read you exactly the letter from her notes app. One moment.
People found that she had liked a couple of posts about the allegations against Jay-Z.
But
she clarified hastily.
Let me just say, and it was from a notes app, so I love that for her.
Yeah.
You and I today have already sent 50 messages.
I know.
Wow.
But that's a low traffic day.
It is. Okay, here it is. 1:49, line through the alarm. She's got 1 bar. Her battery's very low. December 9th at 1:47 p.m. I was hacked. And then like a really big space and an exclamation mark. As you all know, I do not play about my family. So if you see something uncharacteristic of me, just know that it is not me. And then a big space again with the exclamation mark. So what Miss Tina is saying is that somebody went to the trouble of hacking her account with 4 million followers, liking only 2 obscure posts about Jay-Z being, accused of what he was accused of, and then just got out. It
was me. I can confess. I finally cracked Tina Knowles' account, and I thought, what am I going to do with this unprecedented power? It's actually Tina exclamation mark, okay?
Space. Oh my God. Tina can you imagine when Beyonce saw that Tina had liked the 2 posts? Can you imagine the poor PR guy that had to scuttle in and say,
Mama Tina.
Your mother's liked him. And she's like, fuck! Yeah. And then call, Mum!
I'm dealing with enough this weekend.
Tina having to get her, this is Tina. Tina's like,
she's like, I'll fix it.
Wait.
And you know it was an iPad.
It was an iPad. Tina's getting it out. I'll write a notes app.
I mean, we can choose to believe. Did I hack her or someone? Was she out there in a coded way trying to say he's guilty? Or is she just a boomer who doesn't know how to work her phone, was accidentally was ravenously looking at everything and then liking it? Yeah. I think we know.
I think we know what happened there. So, indeed. All right. 2024 has been a huge year.
Our year of the divas.
It really has. And I didn't know how to commemorate it because I'm exhausted from it. I mean, I've had Anomalous, Emsolation Extra, the Outgrown tour. It's just various other things. But it's just been, exhausting.
We say this, but she's still going to absolutely know every detail about every single thing that she won't have missed a thing.
I have no idea what's on his list.
No.
So we will now
We're going to go into it.
Yeah. Michael Lucas's top 10 diva moments.
Okay, and I'm going to preface this by saying...
So I'm really excited because this is just me reacting.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I'm going to preface by saying that for me, I'm defining a diva. It's certainly not limited to singing. Or just acting. A diva could be a singer or an actress, but for me, a diva is kind of an attitude. Mm-hmm. And more than anything, it's you behaving to your own strict definition of how you should behave. Like committing to that.
We love that.
Defying what might be expected of you or appropriate.
If Shizzling and Rolling in Blood isn't on there, I don't know what to believe.
Well, who knows? And also the other thing that I want to acknowledge as well, we knew coming into this year it was going to be huge for divas because we had new albums from Beyonce, Taylor, Ariana, Katy, Billie, Dua, plus Madonna and Taylor were still
Charlie
touring.
XCX.
Plus we had Gaga and Ariana acting, plus Cher was releasing a biography. Like the deck was stacked. We could not have...
Was Barbara's biography this year or
last year?
I couldn't remember.
Last year. And also we ended up having a very diva-heavy election cycle. But I'm just going to say none of them have made the top 10.
Notable mentions.
Yes, a notable mention to Charlie XCX immediately saying Kamala is brat, and then that being taken up by Kamala's team, obviously.
Which was a mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, and notable mention, of course, to Lady Gaga singing Edge of Glory and crying when it turns out we were not, in fact, on the edge of glory. Quite the opposite.
Yes.
And also Beyonce saying she wasn't there as a celebrity or as a politician. She was there as
a mother. Oh, that's not I for sure thought that would make the list.
No. Well, look, it's going to be controversial. You might hate some of it.
Okay.
All right. So for number 10, this is ridiculous.
I'm so excited.
For me, one of the diva moments that I return to, and I'm going to go out and say this is the only one that involves actual singing, but the Grammys this year, Miley Cyrus went on stage and her performance...
Flowers.
Yes, and she went full Cher and Tina on the Grammys.
Yeah.
And it was this performance, Beyonce was in the audience watching, and it was this performance that made her think she needs to be on my Cowboy Carter album. So this is a point in diva history. It's diva serving diva, watched by diva, who then adds to diva.
I love that.
But there's one particular gesture.
I know the moment. I know.
Okay, all right, let's just play.
The hair.
No, that not for me. I thought about the hair.
I just want to fucking...
No.
I just want a fucking
That's
Grammy.
right. So what we're referring to is it's loaded. The whole performance is diva moment. There's the hair moment. There's the I just want one of my first fucking Grammy. There's also the bit where she says, you don't pretend you don't know what this song is. I'm not including any of that. But for me, there is one moment that is better than all the others, and it is play it. So we've finished the main song. And so we're going into now full Tina Cher. And for me, the moment of all moments is how she chooses to end the performance. Do you remember it? Oh, I love it. I can't stop watching it.
She's disappeared too. I haven't seen
a
hide nor hair of her in the last 6 months.
Okay, here we go. Ready? I love it. And the hair. For me, it was electrifying.
Can you finish one of your songs?
I forgot about that.
The toss aside turn, shake the hair up.
But I've never
It gives me chills still.
I've never seen anyone. It's like you're pushing the grade 6 boy who keeps putting Chewy in your hair. It had that energy.
Yeah.
It had I'm pushing a bully over energy.
Yeah, absolute. Fuck off.
Yeah, it wasn't a mic drop. It was just, oh, wow.
And for me, there was an attitude
That's quite niche by you.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a niche diva moment.
But I'm going with what vibrates in me.
See, we're going to have different vibrations.
Yeah.
Because for me, the moment of, I just want my first fucking Grammy. Like, that is massive.
Sure.
You've gone for the petty moment.
No, but I want my first one. That's great and that's unguarded. But for me, often a diva is associated with doing something that feels uncouth or like, who is she to do that?
I'm getting the vibes of where we're headed. Okay, I'm readjusting my calibrations.
Okay. So my number 9 Madonna had to always be on every list that I do of a divas, and I must.
And I'm going to stop you there. If you want to hear the rest of Michael's countdown.
Oh, mean!
If you want to hear the rest of
Divas
Michael's
can be mean.
Diva countdown, you must be a subscriber to Emsolation Extra, which you can now be for free. We are doing free 7-day trials. What's the website?
You just need to go to emsolation.supercast.com.
Okay, we're heading in to the next part. We have mentioned Madonna, who I knew would be there, and I can't believe she's all the way up at 9. But if you want to hear 8765432, what could one be? You must be a subscriber. Thank you so much for being with us in 2024. If you choose not to take up the free offer, which is wild to me, like, why wouldn't you? It's free.
Cancel any time.
Exactly. Thank you for being with us in 2024. We look forward. We will be back. Every other podcast seems to be finishing up. We're not. You can't get rid of us. We'll see you in 2025. But I know you're all off now to claim your free trial. Bye. Okay, go.
So, number 1 is going to a diva that we've always known the existence of, but I feel like we've... Yeah!
She's the best.
She's the best.
Oh.
Because
But we've not given her the love she deserves.
Because she's mostly...